BioBottle Unit Learning Sequence 2 Quiz. Interactions in the environment. Directions. Match the letter of the vocabulary word to its definition. Write clearly. Part A. I'm going to read the word bank first. A. Abiotic factors. B. Biotic factors. C. Habitat. D. Limiting factor. E. Community. Part A, number 1, the environment where an organism obtains its food, water, shelter, and other things it needs to live, grow, and reproduce. Number 2, the living or once living parts of an organism's habitat. Number 3, the non-living parts of an organism's habitat. Number 4, all of the different populations that live together in an area. Number 5, an environmental factor that causes a population to decrease. Part B, the word bank for Part B. A, competition. B, adaptation. C, prey. D, population. E, predator. Part B, number 6, the struggle between organisms to survive as they attempt to use the same limited resources. Number 7, an organism that does the killing. Number 8, an organism that is killed and eaten. Number 9, a behavior or physical characteristic that allows an organism to live successfully in its environment. Number 10, all of the members of one species in a particular area. Part C, the word bank for Part C. A, commensalism. B, mutualism. C, parasitism. 11 is a relationship in which both species benefit. 2 smiley faces. A relationship for 12, a relationship in which one species benefits and the other is neither helped nor harmed. 1 smiley, 1 meh face. And 13, a relationship in which one species benefits and the other is harmed. 1 happy face, 1 sad face. On the second page, match the symbiotic relationship with the correct scenario. For 14, a tick feeds off a dog's blood, causing the dog to get sick. 15, tree frogs use plants for protection. 16, bacteria aids in human digestion, and bacteria feed on our undigested food. And your word bank is A, commensalism, B, mutualism, C, parasitism. Using this picture, list 2 biotic factors and 2 abiotic factors in this habitat. So the first half of the column for 17 and 18 are the biotic factors, and the boxes for 19 and 20 are your abiotic factors. 21, give an example of one limiting factor that can affect the duck population in Valley Falls Pond, and explain why it would make the population decrease. One limiting factor that can affect the duck population at Valley Falls is, and then tell me why. On the next page, use the graph to answer the following questions. Number of mallard ducks, raccoons, and snapping turtles counted over 7 years. So you have a line with a dot line and a dot is mallard ducks. The dot, 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 dot little dots are the raccoons, and the longer lines are the snapping turtles. 22, which animal population increased from 1991 to 1993? 23, which animal population decreased from 1991 to 1993? And 24, which animal population increased, then decreased from 1991 to 1993? Important information. Snapping turtles eat ducklings, and raccoons eat duck eggs and turtle eggs. 25. Hypothesize why the raccoon population decreased between 1992 and 1993, even though the turtle population increased during the same time period. So even though the turtle population increased, the raccoon population decreased between 1992 and 1993 because. And the big idea questions, 26, give a detailed example of how an organism uses the living parts of their environment to survive. One example of how an organism uses the living parts of their environment to survive is. And 27, give a detailed example of how an organism uses the non-living parts of their environment to survive. One example of how an organism uses the non-living parts of their environment to survive is, that's the end of the quiz.